Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, I've got a very special guest with me today, and it's my boyfriend Kieran. You might recognise him from some of my past videos. I think you've been in like 2 or 3.
Yeah, where you ruined my hair.
I didn't.
You can watch that video if you want. She did ruin my hair. No, she didn't actually.
I'll have it linked somewhere here. But anyway, I think today's a much more exciting video than that. We're going to answer some questions about our business, our property business, and yeah, I got you all to ask me some questions on Instagram, and we're going to answer them and hopefully clear some things up, explain a few things, and yes. So before we get into the video, if you could please like, comment and subscribe. Kieran knows how much it means to me. Every little milestone is just... it makes me so happy. So if you could please like, comment and subscribe, that would really be great. Basically, we started a business about 6 or 7 months ago. It's a property business where we manage, source, invest in properties, basically. However, we have taken a specific strategy when it comes to property and investing in it, and that's rent to rent, or SA, service accommodation.
Yeah, so rent to rent is essentially you rent a property and then rent it back out and try and make a premium on top. So we're doing the service accommodation strategy, whereby we rent a property and then put it on Airbnb, Booking.com, loads of other hosting websites, and we plan to make our money on top of the rent that's going out. Yeah, it's a very lucrative strategy if done well. If you've got a good management team in place, or you're good managers yourself, you've got to have a good target market, and yeah, just the property's got to look amazing, and hopefully that is what we're going to do. Let's
get into the questions. So the first question is, who came up with this idea?
Yeah, so I guess I have to take credit for that, don't I?
I think you do.
So I've been wanting to get involved in property for a long time, but wasn't quite sure how. Always knew that property is something that people advise you to do, and they say it's a safe investment. So yeah, explored that avenue, read a few books, read a few more books, listened to podcasts, listened to a few more podcasts, and it just like one thing led to another, and eventually we got to this strategy, and I spoke with my boss and she said, yeah, that sounds good, and then we made it happen. But yeah, it's been a long road, hasn't it?
I think we've taken the idea of property a bit more seriously in the past year, but before that was always something we had in common, and it's always something we wanted to do in the future.
Yeah,
but so it wasn't that Kieran was interested in, I wasn't, because we were both interested. It's just that Kieran kind of took that first step.
Yeah.
And then in the past year, we've kind of made it happen.
Yeah, definitely. Like when we spoke about it first, we both mutually agreed, didn't we, that it's gonna be something we want to do in the future. So
yeah, it's good to be on the same page, definitely. So the next question is, how do you do what you do?
That's a good question. Good but challenging question to answer. How do you do what you do? Well, the 3 aspects of our business are source, invest, manage, and like without sourcing you can't do the other 2. So the first step would be to source a property that works for your strategy. I spend a lot of time sourcing for investors, for clients, for ourselves.
And that's the reason you were able to leave your job?
Yeah, so that's what gave me the confidence to leave my full-time job and go full-time into the business.
Which it's been 3 months now.
Yeah, 3 months sourcing. So yeah, whilst we've been sourcing, we've been trying to save up our money so that we can invest ourselves. So quite a lot of the deals I've found for clients, they've been just good enough for us as well. So we was getting all of that in place, getting our compliance, everything, which allowed us to invest. Are we announcing that now?
I mean, we're in it.
Might as well.
So we're here now.
This is our first investment on the rent-to-rent strategy. So we've done the sourcing, we've nailed that, I guess. We're doing fairly well. We've invested now, so we've just got to prove our worth with managing properties, and which
is the next step. 2 out of 3 ticked off.
Starting from today.
Yeah, so if you can hear a bit of crackling in the background, it's because we're sat on a mattress covered in like plastic foil.
Fresh mattress.
So sorry if that's a bit annoying. Also sorry if it's echoey, because as you can see it's quite empty in this room. But yeah, really exciting. Next question, do you only source undervalued properties?
Ooh.
That's
so that's
not really
a little
something
bit
we do,
different
is it?
to what we do, yeah. So we do know people that source below market value properties.
So if you
Shout
want
out
one, yeah.
Hassels, shout out Dugads, depending on where you are in the country. So yeah, they source undervalued properties, but we actually source rental properties. So you actually want to source, they want to be high spec, they want to be good value, like you actually want to pay a little bit of a premium to get the better quality deals. So yeah, undervalued properties is slightly different to what we do.
I feel like I'm interviewing you, you're answering all the questions.
I'm sure you'll be able to answer some
So
of those.
next question, what is it that you actually do? Which I think is a question that a lot of people are just thinking, like what are we doing?
We get asked that all the time, don't
We get asked that all the time. We have a lot of people thinking that we're starting a letting agency, real estate agents, and I guess partly, but not really, that's not what we do. Like Kieran said, we mainly source properties, or Kieran sources properties full time. We now have our first SA, which is our first investment property, which means we'll have money coming in through this, and then we're going to start managing and hopefully take more properties to manage from other investors as well. So those are the three things that we do, really, just to keep it sweet and short and sweet.
Sweet and short.
Sweet and short.
Was that sweet and short? Or short and sweet?
Short
I think
and
it was.
sweet.
I think it was fairly complicated. No, but yeah. So, like, what is it that you actually do? We get asked all the time.
And I don't think anyone truly gets.
We still explain ourselves to our parents, like to family, good friends.
Letting agents.
Letting
They don't
agents.
even fully understand what we do sometimes.
So, like, we get asked that question quite a lot. So, we source, invest, manage.
Next question is, did you invest in properties to be able to do this? No, in fact, it's probably the other way around, because we actually moved out of the flat that we lived in order to do this.
Yeah.
To save a bit of money. So if you don't know, which you probably don't, because I don't think I really spoke about it on my YouTube, but me and Kieran were in a flat in Manchester. Unfortunately, I got made redundant due to COVID, and then I think we just made an executive decision to move out. We moved in with Kieran's parents, which ultimately meant that we didn't have to spend our savings onto the rent, because obviously I didn't have any money coming in, which meant I would have had to spend my savings paying for rent. We didn't want that, because we knew we wanted to spend that money on an investment property. So we moved out, moved in with Kieran's parents. And
at that time I was still in recruitment full time. Yeah. So Martyna was redundant, I was working full time.
In fact, you quit a few days.
No, I quit the same day that you got a new job.
Oh, so yeah. So Kieran actually quit his job a week after moving to his parents' house, which again, if we were in the flat, that probably wouldn't have been as realistic and as doable, because it's a risk.
Shout out mum and dad.
Shout out mum and dad. So no, we didn't have to invest in properties. Wow, that was really long, but
yeah, no, you don't have to invest in property to do the strategy that we're doing. Just save, and learn a lot.
Yes.
Read a lot of books.
Yes, connect with people, network, and yeah, just talk to people.
Knowledge is power.
That's right. So next question. Who's the brains and beauty behind Miasto, and
That's
why
me,
is
isn't
it
it?
Kieran? Well, you did ask the question.
Oh, did I?
That would make sense, wouldn't it? Next question. Isn't subletting illegal? We get this one a lot as well.
It's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
People think it's legal, but it's not.
It's got a really bad reputation, and for that reason people think it's illegal. It's not illegal. We've got all the insurance, all the compliance in place, we've got all the contracts. The landlord is fully aware of what's going on, so there's no sort of any shadiness, none of that.
It's known as a corporate let. Like, subletting can be illegal if it's done illegally, but if it's done legally with compliance and stuff like that, then yeah, it's absolutely fine. Landlord's on board, landlord's excited, he's got other properties that he's already spoken to us about, so exciting times.
And that's the thing, as soon as you do a good job, the landlord a lot of the time comes back and says, do you want to take these other properties on board, which is great. Next question, is it just Martyna and Kieran that run Miasto? Yes.
Yes, at the moment.
At the moment.
Hopefully we'll scale up this year, so watch out.
This year?
This year. Wait. No,
I know.
I don't mean 2020, sorry. I mean the calendar year of our business. So.
I know, I was thinking, all right, ambitious this year.
No.
No.
To be
there
fair,
is some exciting things coming this year, I think.
Yeah.
But this 2020 year, but in the actual business year, even more.
And to be fair, I think if we was to bring anybody else into the business, the first person would likely be my little brother, simply because he's already expressed an interest, likes what we're doing, he's just intrigued. So hopefully he'll be on board soon, because we could do with an extra pair of hands.
Yeah, definitely. Also, yesterday I was with my brother, again younger brother Boris.
Shout out Boris.
And he was saying, oh, I'm doing GCSE business if you need any help. So I do think we're getting quite a lot of interest from both brothers and just family members in general. So I do think that first step will be in that direction.
Yeah, definitely.
Exciting, family business. So the next question is, what are you looking at for your first investment? And
good question.
This is what we're looking at because we've got one now. But I think we were looking for something just outside of the city centre in Manchester. 2 bedrooms, somewhere we can fit two single beds into the bedrooms. Parking is huge. But other than that,
I don't think we knew what we were looking for originally, and then as we saw more and more properties, we just thought, we don't like that, but we like this, and then we just took all of those things.
our criteria started to be built.
Until we found this, and it was just perfect with our criteria, which is 2 beds.
Towards the end, it was 2 beds just outside of the city, parking.
Close by to the airport as well as the city centre, so south side of Manchester we've gone for.
Just somewhere where people want to and potentially would need to stay. That's important.
So if you do need a place to stay when you go to Manchester Airport, give us a shout.
Give us a shout. But to be fair, we were also considering properties in Doncaster, Birmingham, which people might be like, why Doncaster?
Yeah, so Doncaster, we looked, and at first we thought the property was perfect, really good investment initially, but then we went and viewed it and it just didn't tick all of the boxes.
I think the street just didn't look great, and first impressions are obviously very important, and there was just a few things that didn't go well. And that's the thing, this isn't the first property we considered. There was a lot of properties that we considered, a lot of viewings, a lot of phone calls, a lot of no's from landlords. A lot of numbers, and yeah, it's been a journey, and it's not been easy, but it's been a good journey so far. Next question, money saving tactics and how much do you need to save to invest?
I'll let you do the money saving tactics.
Let's split that into 2. So money saving tactics, me personally, as soon as I get my pay, I divide my money straight away. So I put money into my savings, I put money into my ISAs, I put money aside for petrol, put money aside for living expenses, which might be something like toiletries, and then put money aside for fun things like going out for drinks and that sort of thing. So I really divide my money. But it's important to be realistic when you're doing that. There's no point putting away £20 for fun things if you're gonna spend £50 on drinks in one night. So you need to be realistic, because as soon as you're not realistic, that's when you start dipping into your savings, and you don't want to do that. As soon as you put money into savings, you lock that bank account and you just don't touch that money until you go on holiday, and that's what you want to spend money on, or invest in property. Whatever your goal is, you don't touch that money until that point. I just love my savings, to be honest.
I liked this question. How much do you need to save to invest? Yeah, it just depends. You can invest with £500. It just depends what you're investing in. But yeah, our strategy is not the most expensive to invest in, but it's equally, you've got to do a good length of time saving up, putting money away. But yeah, it's a difficult question.
I think, again, it does depend. It depends on the sort of property that you take on. It depends where the property is. Of course, property in London is going to require a lot more money because property in London is more expensive. So just like we invested in Manchester, if we were to take on the deal in Doncaster, that would have required less money.
Yeah,
so it all just depends, obviously, on location, on the state of the property. You're going to pay more for a nicer property. But I think if you're looking at this strategy that we're doing, which is rent to rent,
a good measurement is for rent to rent to get started. Absolute minimum, you need deposit and first month's rent. So that's a good indicator, and then all the other things that it takes.
And then everything else, like we need to decorate this place, we need to hire cleaners, everything else, like everything just costs money. But that's why you need to do your numbers 10 times before you take on a deal to make sure there's still room for you to make profit at the end of the day. But to keep it short, how much do you need to say to invest? Let's say under £5,000 for what we're doing.
Yeah,
is a good number.
I'd say 5k is a good starting point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we could have just said that. Next question: what's an SA? So I think we might have answered this one already, but SA basically stands for serviced accommodation.
Yeah, and I think you might, if you do follow us on Martyna Property.
Please
if you don't, please do. But if you do follow us on Martyna Property, that says R2SA, which is rent to serviced accommodation. But serviced accommodation, think Airbnb, booking.com.
Yes, which is what this is going to be next week. Fingers crossed. So the last question is, did you have to invest to start this business? And yes, we did.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
Yeah, we
yeah,
did.
you have to obviously invest to start any business, I can imagine. We did to start ours.
Yeah.
So insurances, just literally setting up on company's house is £30 or £40.
And you think it would be just that, but it's
yeah,
not.
I wish it was just that.
Yeah. So that's all the questions we have for today. Thank you to everyone that did ask the questions. Hopefully we answered them well and you can kind of get an idea of what we do now. But if you don't already follow our business Instagram, then please do. It's going to be all in the description, so that would mean a lot if you follow us on Instagram, but also if you comment, like and subscribe to my channel, because please do. And yeah, if you have any more questions, then make sure to comment down below or just DM us on Instagram, and we're always happy to answer questions. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and yes, stay tuned because we have some very exciting property content coming soon. Bye.
See you in a bit.
In a bit.
See you later.